Well, isn't he just a big old block of safety?
Hey, what's up, YouTube land? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and we have finally come to the end of the journey. We have taken a look at all 5 members of Team Prometheus. We've looked at Gumball. We've looked at Warning Line, the Bat Pod. We've taken a look at Hydrants. We've taken a look at Red Cross. And we've taken a look at Verta Aid. And now we finally come to the grand finale. But before we get to the grand finale, one more thing I want to show off that I totally didn't do, and I should have. Not really show off, but just something I overlooked. Somebody said, hey, why haven't you compared these guys to the Combiner Wars figures? And yeah, so there he is. Here's Red Cross with drag strip. Now all the Limbots for Prometheus are basically the same height, and all the Limbots for the Combiner Wars dudes are basically the same height. So there is your sense of scale. Pretty much the same as it is with RAD Bumblebee. So, you know, they're bigger. So there you have that. Just something I kind of overlooked and I should have done. But there you go. And if you missed any of the reviews of the individual robots, I will post links to all of those reviews in the description down below, so you can check those out if you missed any of them. But let's get down to the grand finale. Let's bring in the big boy himself. Here we have Prometheus in all his glory. And he's a big boy, so we got to raise up here. And yeah, we still can't see him. There he is. There he is. There's the big guy. And yes, he's a big boy. He's very, very cool. I like it. I like this very, very much. There you have Prometheus all put together and looking awesome, I will say. Very, very cool. Again, we'll just get in close here on the head sculpt. I like the head sculpt. Very cool. He's got some good light piping going on there. And overall, very nice design. It's a very G1 design with the torso. And I dig that, you know, it's just nice, it's blocky, it's beefy, it's just really, really cool. Now, when I reviewed Verta Aid, I did mention these panels and I didn't know how I wanted to configure them. It is best to configure them the way the instructions tell you to, because if you leave them the way they are in helicopter mode, the landing gears totally get in the way of the shoulder movement. They totally bump up against this, so it is better to orient them the way the instructions tell you to, because it gets the landing gear totally out of the way. And, you know, you don't have to leave this bit up here, you know, angled out. You can actually leave it flush so it looks, you know, gives a little more symmetry to it, and it doesn't affect the shoulder movement. When you move the shoulder, it will kind of, you know, move it out of the way, but you can just push it right back down. So this is basically how I have him configured. It is best to do it the way the instructions tell you to. But all in all, though, he's really, really cool. I dig this guy very much. Very nicely done. I just like how big and blocky and beefy he is. He's just full of beef. Full of beef. So we'll get down to a full run of articulation on the combiner itself. His head is on a ball joint. You get some go wiggly, waggly, wiggly, waggly. The arms can do a full 360. Oops, as they pop stuff off. But it can do a full 360. They can go in and out at the combination joint itself, and also, oops, if that doesn't pop off. And also at this joint up here. We'll also give you some outward movement. He's got bicep swivels, he's got elbows, he's totally got wrist swivels. The hands are fully posable. You got a ball joint at the base of the thumb, and then you have a joint here, a joint here. Each finger has 3 joints, one right there, one right there, one right there. So fully posable fingers. He does have a waist swivel, which is nice. Bring this guy up. He's heavy. Legs can go forward, they can go back, they can go in and out. You do get a swivel at the knee, you do get pretty much 90 degrees of movement there at the knee. And you have rotation at the ankle, as well as a nice ratcheting ankle tilt, as well as forward and backward movement. So He is very poseable for being such a big figure. Very, very poseable. Let's get everything back the way it was here. And of course, these panels here are on ball joints, so they will move out of the way to accommodate the leg movement. But yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big, big boy, and I like him. I likes it very, very much. And we'll give him his big gun. I've seen other pictures for a combined mode gun. None of them were official photos. It was basically just people who were like, hey, I managed to find a way to kind of kludge everything together. And none of it really looked good. It just looked like a gun with a bunch of guns stuck onto it. It didn't really make anything cohesive. The best thing I've come up with is just taking the missile pods that come with hydrant and just plugging them onto the sides. And I like the way that looks, so this is going to be my version of the gun for him. So, let's raise his arm up here. Let's move the thumb out of the way. And as usual, hey, don't tip over on me, man. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? And of course he has the port on either side, so we can hold it on either hand. I mean, not the port, the post. And he's playing into the port there, into his palm. And just close his fingers up around it. And voila, he's got his gun of justice. Murder justice. So there you have that. But yeah, very, very cool. I really dig this guy. I mean, he is big. He's definitely heavy. I mean, this guy, he's got some weight to him. I know people are probably already saying, oh, the Combiner Wars version is going to be so much better because the thing is he's heavy, so sometimes he does have a bit of a balancing issue. I haven't had any so far, but when I initially put him together, I was having trouble actually getting him to stand straight. He was kind of leaning a lot. You can see him now trying to lean a little bit. And yeah, the Combiner Wars version is not going to have that problem because that version is going to weigh next to nothing. This has legit weight to it, so those ankles have to do a lot of work to keep him up. So you have to take that into account, that the Combiner Wars version is going to be light as a feather. This is not light as a feather. This thing has some legit weight to it, so there you have that. So I guess now we can just get right down to comparisons. So, okay, so let's just go right through the rundown here. Let's move him over. And I literally have combiners like all around me, so this is going to take some doing here. Here he is with Fans Projects, not Menosaur. So you can see how he scales with Fans Projects version of the Stunticons. Set him down over here. Come over here, and we'll bring in Fans Projects, not Bruticus. So you have that. And yes, I will be reviewing the rest of the Warbitron figures. I have Whirlwind, don't worry. It's coming, it's coming. Let's get down to the other TFC releases. Let's bring in Hercules. So there he is with Hercules. You can see like a smidge taller at the head than Hercules. So you have him with Hercules. And we'll grab Uranus, yeah. So you can see how he stands alongside Uranus. They're not Superion. And that looks pretty good. There you have that. And just because this other big boy right here, Mr. Feral Rex. So you can see how he scales with Mastermind Creations, not Predaking. So there you have that. Come on, big boy. And what else? Here he is with Combiner Wars Voyager Prime, just because. So you get that sense of scale there. There you have that. What else? Roll back here. We'll bring in Leader Jetfire just because. There you go. There you have that. And we'll bring in Combiner Wars Superion. So you can see how this scales with Combiner Wars stuff. So there you have that. And somebody asked me this in the comments section, and I totally would have never thought to even try this, but you know what? It works, and I'm going to show it off because it's actually quite funny. I'm going to pop off Superion's hand, his stock hand, and yeah, guess what? You can totally plug these hands onto Combiner Wars limbs. They totally work. They're a little too big, as you can see. Definitely out of proportion, but they work. And the feet work too. The feet will plug in. Again, they're ridiculously big on these combiners, but it is doable. So, just figured I'd point that out. Somebody asked that question, and I was like, I never even thought to try that, but I did, and I was like, hey, it does work. What do you know? Again, doesn't really work because they're just kind of oversized for this, but it works. It works. So, there you have that. Oh, one more comparison, just because I know somebody's going to ask, how does it scale with Masterpiece? Well, here's MP10, so there's how it scales with Masterpiece. There you go. It doesn't really scale with Masterpiece because really, I think this is better scale. I honestly think that the Voyager Combiner Wars Prime is a much better scale for this. Maybe even a deluxe, really. Maybe like Orion Pax would be better scale with this combiner, if you're a scale nut like that. But there you have it. There you have Prometheus, not Defensor, in all his glory. He's very, very cool. It's a very neat set. I dig it. I am very happy with this guy. I will say this, the only real complaint I have about this set is that things on it are just a bit too tight. There were just many instances where I was applying way more force than I felt I needed to get this, to get certain components transformed. It just seems like things were just a little over tightened. Other than that, very cool. Dig the robot modes, the alt modes. Very good. The combined mode looks great. Not really anything, by way of serious issues that I can really think of. Like I said, the only real nitpick I have is just that things on this guy are it's just too tight on him. If some of the and it's literally just a case of just kind of loosening some screws, and you can fix that stuff. And again, he does have a little bit. Not a major stability issue, but, he does have a tendency to want to lean, because like I said, he does have a lot of weight to them, so those ankles have to do a lot of work to keep him straight up. But, once you plant him down, he stays. I can see I can shake the table, and he's not falling over. You see, he leaned forward a little bit, but it's not like he's going to tip over. But it's just like there's a little bit of play between the ratchets and the ankles, so the weight just kind of messes with that a little bit. So minor issues, nothing detrimental, nothing that totally kills my enjoyment of this set. Just like I said, just if things were a little looser, it would have been way better. But all in all, very cool set. Highly recommend it. If this appeals to you in any way, I would definitely say pick it up. He's very, very cool. And I know that Wave 3 of Combiner Wars is going to be Defensor, which is awesome. And it's great because it gives people an option. So if this does not appeal to you, or if you don't have the cash to drop on this, then the Combiner Wars version was definitely a very good and much more affordable way to go if you want a Defensor. So it's cool because we have options, and that's awesome when you have options. And I am going to be getting, Combiner Wars Defensor too, so we will be looking at that on this channel. So, like I said, very cool set. I would definitely recommend it. If you have the means, if this appeals to you, then by all means, pick it up. It's awesome. And you can check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability if you want to pick up this very, very cool set. And I think that's it. We're finally done with Prometheus. Yay! I hope you all enjoyed it. And that is it. So don't forget to check out EmGames, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the TFC Toys Prometheus. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be a geek, be proud. Palm in your face. Oh, this has been the worst day ever. Really has. Don't worry, sir. Huh? What the? We will nurse you back to health the old-fashioned way, with tender loving care. Why do you all sound the same? Great minds talk alike. That's not how that goes. Don't worry, sir. Just let us love you. No, send me back to Megatron. I'd rather die. Seriously, where is that Viacon with my burritos? It's been forever. You know you could avoid all this if you just went to get them yourself. Seriously, you say the strangest things sometimes.